Hello, World Tank Blitzers. It's a Littlefinger. Hey, gonna be doing a full tank review on the Somua SM. This is a French heavy tank. Yes, with the autoloader. Very much similar to the Lorraine or the AMX 5100 in appearance here. This camo is 2,000 gold. I started the day at 116,000 gold, now down to 91. So 25,000 gold in all to get this tank. Very expensive right now. I was not lucky. I had to get this in charms. So uh, the tank probably not quite worth that much money, to be honest with you. I mean, let's face it, what tank is. Um, but I have had a lot of fun playing the games, and I want to go through and speak to its strengths and weaknesses real quick. But while we're here in the garage, let's just run through consumable setup, repair kit, multi-purpose, and engine power boost, which is a nice amenity to have since this is an autoloader. We're not running adrenaline, coffee, and croissant. We've got improved fuel and standard fuel, doing what I can to make this tank just that much more speedy. So 33, 21, and 6, you see I've lined those up in increments of three shell autoloader, making sure we're buying our premium APCR here with credits and not gold. As far as equipment, this is the way I've started out running it. Improved vents. The pen numbers on this are really good already. So while I don't feel that you get as much of a benefit here with the vents, I think it's better than unnecessarily running calibrated shells. So we're going to run defense system, improved optics. I'm running supercharge. Shell velocity is good on this tank, but the aim time's not bad either. So this one I could see kind of going either way. I might try a few battles with the enhanced gun lane drive and see how that works with it. Enhanced armor. And this one again, a lot of people probably don't think that you get the value out of enhanced armor versus getting an additional 100 hit points. So these two I think are probably the most controversial choices here. Engine accelerator. Running refined gun. This is a tank you can stop and shoot and aim, so you don't have to worry so much about the vertical stabilizer. So we're running refined gun, toolbox, and consumable delivery system. All right, guys, so here is blitzstars.com. This is a great way to compare tanks. And as you can see, we've put the Somua up against the Lorraine, the AMX 5100, both of these French auto loaders, just to see how the gun compares to them. I've got the Tiger 2 and the Glacial, which I think are two of the best Tier 8 heavies, and then a Tech Tree, the Emil 1 auto loader heavy, just for comparison's sake, right? So no equipment selected. 1800 DPM is going to put us at the bottom of the pack, but you'll see here pen at 232 puts us at the top here with AMX 5100 and 310 average damage. So those match the AMX 5100. Our rate of fire reload is a little bit longer here on the Somua, which is why the AMX has a higher damage per minute number. But we have 3 seconds in between shells, so we can, in 6 seconds, we can unload 3 shells doing 930 damage. Everything else about caliber and shell velocity is right in line with the other tanks. Weapon handling, 2.35. So the aim time's a little bit higher than most of the other tanks. Dispersion is a little bit higher as well, right in line here with the Emil. But what I like about it, 10 degrees of gun depression matches the Emil here, and 15 of elevation. This does come into play sometime, guys, so don't forget about that. I think I have a clip of this in one of my battles being an issue. 40 kilometers per hour. This is actually feels a lot faster, and I think part of that is because of the power to weight ratio here. We look at the Tiger or the Glacial or even the Emil here. This means we're going to accelerate and we're going to get to our top speed faster, which you really need in an autoloader when you have such a long reload time. Obviously, we don't have the speed here of Lorraine. which is the only downside. But to offset that, you've got 200 mil of frontal turret armor and 155 on the sides. And we'll show that armor inspector here in a second, along with 1,800 hit points. So that puts us in line there with the glacial. So a lot of positives and not too many negatives as far as this tank goes. We're going to pull it up. This is Somua on Somua, and this is what that armor profile looks like. So if we start getting a tank, up here shooting down at us, that lower plate, upper plate is all very, very green. And we do have some positions around the turret that can be penetrated. As you can see, you can get up to about 22 degrees here before you start running into issues with the side pen. And you can see what angling does here as far as reducing the amount of green space on the front of the tank, right? So that alone is a benefit. Now, I've mentioned 10 degrees of gun depression. We put this into a position like this. That is almost impenetrable. Yeah, you're gonna see people pen your turret and whatnot. And one of the things you can do to try to combat that, if you're reloading and you see them aiming at your turret, raise the gun. As you can see, that does change the armor profile there on the turret. And I mean, that is a fairly big green area. That is a little bit smaller green area. So making that move, and when someone's shooting at you, you can perhaps bring about a bounce or two with the tank. So that's the upside to it when in a long reload, is because of the armor, you can force a bounce and hopefully out survive that. Whereas like with the Lorraine, nothing's going to bounce it, and you just have to make sure you're not getting shot at. And you can't do that in this tank due to its 40 kilometers per hour versus 60. So let's put this all together now onto the battlefield and show a few games here. All right, guys, so here is my very, very, very first battle in this tank here. New Bay and Supremacy, we are top tier. And I like to push into B first, and then kind of make a decision where to flex from there. As you can see, nice acceleration. We're already up to 30 kilometers per hour climbing this hill. Down to 24, 25 as we get to the steep part. But we'll get into B and start capping. Server on the NA has been a bit laggy lately, typical for updates, but seems to be a little bit worse than normal. So we've got all three shells loaded. You can see there 3 seconds in between shots. I know they're in C. I like to push up to this little area here because it hides your lower plate, and we can use those logs there as cover as well. The YAG is doing a good job in wiggling, making it a little bit more difficult there to pen. Annihilator is out in the open. And, I had noticed that that VK there had come up for support. And he just gets tunnel vision here in a second and just completely leaves us alone. Annihilator's going to take out the other Annihilator, but that's going to allow us to take him out with the 3 shots, putting us up at 1,500 damage. And now this Chieftain, who is a one-shot to this VK here, it's like you need to know the hit points of the tanks around you. And we're suffering through this long reload here. This Chieftain is just giving us hell. We're reloaded. Need to make sure that these shots are going to go in. And of course, there's the fire, kill shot, and the Progetto that the VK was chasing has come around and now is going to kill me. So sometimes, you cannot rely on your teammates there for support. He was a 40% player. But, you know, nonetheless, you can see we didn't even survive the entire battle, but were able to get out 2,200 damage, 50,000 credits there. The Rev straight was able to pull us out, and here was our VK. Yeah, he was tunnel visioned all the way on a tank that he shouldn't have. So let's roll into second game. All right, guys, so I'm going to show this game second here. This was my fourth battle in the tank, and maybe was feeling a little overconfident in the tank's ability, not paying as much attention to my team as I should have been. And as you can see, what I'm seeing is this medium going up high here to cover A, LTTB to my left coming in to get early spots. And we know that they're in A because, you know, the cap is going up. And I've got now a TD and a medium up here for support. And just playing this a little bit patiently. I've spotted, and I'm thinking this FV must be all alone. But now look at the medium. He's run away. And I didn't notice that. And I thought, I still have a TD for support. But what's going to happen is this FV is going to come around. We're going to unload a clip into him. But with that med having run away, the TD not doing anything to slow these guys from pushing up, I'm now on a super long clip reload, and you can see the disadvantage of not having that 60 kilometers per hour to get away. So you really have to be situationally aware of the map and what is going on. And in hindsight, you know, I should have just stayed with the heavies and come down into B here, but the team has folded anyway. And there you go. If you don't aim your shot, that's what's going to happen. And now they've pushed down, and now I've got tanks behind me. And the shot on the move again misses. So we're going to get killed and lose this battle. I probably could have made this a lot closer had I just paid a little bit more attention to the mini map and not gotten myself rushed by those tanks there. So that is a word of caution. All right, guys, here's the next battle I wanted to show. We are again top tier. Wanted to get the review out there for those of you that were considering purchasing the tank. So I did not play a ton of battles, only 5 to be exact. 4 out of 5 were wins. And I do think that this is a solid tank. But it's still early. You know, it does take the player base a little while to get used to new tanks and where to shoot them. But I've kind of asked the team here to come to the mid. Got 2 American heavies with some nice gun depression. They should do well in the hills here. And there we're spotted. Miss our shot and take a big one there from the 1776. So we're going to pull back and just go ahead and force that reload. And what I see here is that those mediums are in a little bit of trouble. And since I'm on this long reload anyway, I have time to cross on over and give the mediums some support. Our heavies, our 2 Americans, should be very well suited for their location there. Not able to help the Chi-Ri. We get 2 into the Pantera and kill shot on the CDC. And we can now pull back nice and safe and let the reload commence, right? So that's the important part, I think, with this tank. Is like, even though you do have good armor, you don't want to give it up unnecessarily. And now we've got a lot of very low health enemy teams. So Thinking this game should be nicely in the bag. T-34 is overextended here, aiming for the track shot, and put the third one into the IS-2, and now we can pull back to safety. It is 3-on-3, but I'm not too concerned, seeing as that Panther is just a one-shot, and all my two teammates here are very healthy. So was gonna rush in on the Yo as he had the most hit points, but he then decides to go in low.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. Critical hit.
Probably should have just not worried about the track shot there. There was no one to shoot him. So should have just aimed for damage here, but I wanted to see what we could do here for ramming. 218, he gave me 144 in return there. I was thinking, can we finish him off? Sure enough there, so we've got a good bit of ramming speed, and here comes that gun elevation. Just not quite enough with that 15 degrees to get the kill shot. So we did 2,900 damage, 2 kills there. Nice, fun little battle. Level 2. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show one little clip from this battle here. Because what's going to happen, and you see... Bounce that first shot. We're aiming in on the cheek of the Yo. It goes just a little bit left of where we're aiming. The second one goes in, and look at my reload time here. It goes up into the 40s, and that's with my commander being injured. And, you know, typically you can play just fine without a commander. I did not realize until I'm still like, why am I still at 20 seconds? So I hit the repair kit to fix the commander, and then it drops down considerably. I never knew, and maybe it's just me being a noob here, but I never knew that your commander impacted your loading time. I thought it was always your loader that did that. So that was something new that I wanted to point out, because I had not ever seen that before. But this is just a straight up battle, about 2k damage here. We win this one fairly easily. Alright guys, so here's the last battle that I am going to show. Nube. Yes, this is Nube. The other map that I said was Nube was actually Yukon. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. But when I start a battle in this tank, since it has 10 degrees of gun depression and some good frontal armor, I am looking for places that I can get effectively hulled down. On this map, it's going to be taking the bridge. Whether it be right at the crest of the bridge, or if they're down there at B and C, then you know, I'm looking down on them effectively, making this armor that much stronger. So again, you can see nicely up to 40 kilometers per hour. They've gone into C. We've got a heavy and B supported now by the Progetto, and as we're cresting up the hill, not expecting to see the E25, and as I pull back instinctively, we lose that gun depression. And this poor guy has bounced all 3 shots into me, and now the Yo's gonna get to not kill him, because, well, not sure why he didn't keep pulling up and finish him off. But anyway, I'm still on a reload, so no point in getting exposed here. Scorpion finishes him off, and he's made a mad dash to the other side of the map there. So these guys are now crossing from C to B. Hopefully we can get a shot in. There's a Somua on the other side. And you saw how much red there was just on the front of that tank. Expecting them to come around the corner here towards the SU, so seeing if we can't get shots either still crossing from B to C, or coming down the right alley there. You know, and now's not the time to panic. I know that they've got 2 caps to our 1, but right now we just need to conserve our hit points. Spotted, we lift up our gun, making it just that much more difficult to pen the upper part. The Scorpion goes down for his aggressiveness. And I'm seeing that T-34 is going to need a little bit of help, and the tanks that are on that side, for the most part, I can clip out. So, um, if I do encounter them, hopefully I can clip them out. So,
Enemy armor is damaged.
AMX 5100's got very weak sides, so we can shoot HE into the side there. Um, and the Yo is going to crest over and bounce us. Surprised that these guys didn't push me, but I do have that Yo up on top and Progetto diving off the bridge. Lovely. So we're going to try to reload here and get some shots into the Gravedigger.
Enemy is hit.
Interesting that is a place to shoot to break the drive wheel, break the tracks. There's the Yo, and there's the other Somua. He's taken one shot. And I don't know why he didn't shoot when he saw me earlier, but he's got two in there. Not sure, he must have had APCR loaded there. So we have the 3 shots to finish him off. We are down a tank and still down a cap. And this is the frustrating thing, is you want to get in there, you want to start doing shots, but you've got a 20+ second reload. 2v2 here. So just looking at hit points here, I'm okay. I was hoping not to take that from the RHM, but I didn't mind it because I know that I've got support from the Yo. 2 more shots left. Pushing hard. Want to get the kill shot here. Let's make it 4 kills and 5,000 damage, I believe. We're right at 4696 damage. 4795, 100,000 credits. That was good for the Ace Mastery. 1346 XP there to get that Ace. And I've had this Progetto on my team several times now, and not going to say he wasn't the reason for one of my losses, since he went AFK in one of those battles. All right, so 17 shots there. So as you can see, a nice all-around tank. I don't have anything really bad to say about it, other than it's in crates and it's very damn expensive. So keep that in mind, guys. Gambling with crates is absolutely gambling. So you're not sure if you're going to get it or not. And I spent a lot of money on this tank. So with that, guys, hope you're having fun out there. Enjoy the weekend. And of course, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.